Hey, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in today's episode, I have a question for you. The question is, what's keeping you up at night? I've been seeing a lot of reports on people not getting enough sleep or not having good quality sleep. So I want to address that issue today and also offer some solutions that will help you to be able to get a good quality sleep at night. Because sometimes stress and anxiety keeps us up, or we could be excited about something, or just uncertainty, things that we don't have a grip on in our lives. And those are the things that can keep us up at night. But what I want to do is to be able to identify those things and be able to offer you a solution that will help you to be able to get good quality sleep. Because good quality sleep allows you to have clarity of mind, and you aren't tired, you aren't sluggish, you just feel better. So this is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the inside. Hey, Master Coach G here, thriving after 50, mind, body, soul. And in today's episode, I have a question for you. The question is, what is keeping you up at night? So I want to be able to, in this episode, I want to be able to cover some things that may be keeping you up at night, because I want you to be able to identify whatever these things are that may be keeping you up, so that way when I offer you a solution, you will be able to apply what you're hearing so that you can be able to get good quality sleep. And the key here is to get good quality sleep. Here's one of the things that I studied, is that I know that over a period of time, lack of good quality sleep can result in being at risk for Alzheimer's and dementia. That's the reason why sleep is so vitally important, because it definitely affects our brain. So we need to know what is keeping us up at night so we can apply the solutions and practice better sleeping habits. And I'm going to offer all that at the end of this podcast. So here's several things that may be keeping you up at night. Stress and anxiety. That right there will keep you up, honey. I'm here to tell you, it will definitely keep you up. Whether it's relationships or it's a personal challenge, those things can lead to a restless night. Okay, you wake up in the morning and you feel like you was just in a fight all night. It's like you wake up, you're even more tired than what you did when you went to bed. So stress and anxiety can cause you to not get good quality sleep. Okay. Now, here's something else on the flip side of that also can keep you from getting some good sleep too. And that is something that you're excited about. For instance, the kids just went back to school here in the state of North Carolina, and I believe all around the country, kids have gone back to school. And I remember when I was in school, the night before school started, man, I was just like so excited. I couldn't sleep. And I'm almost willing to bet you, whether it's you're starting a new job, whether you're starting college, whether it's, you're going to elementary school, it doesn't matter. If you have something and something that's exciting going on in your life, it's like you can't sleep because of the excitement. I often wondered about, like NBA players and NFL players and hockey players and baseball players, like when they are like getting ready to go to the Super Bowl or they're going to the championship. I just wondered to myself, it's like, how do you guys sleep? Seriously, how do you sleep at night knowing that you got this big old event coming up the next day? That is so exciting. The excitement alone, because your adrenaline is pumping. You are not even thinking about, going to sleep. because it's too exciting. It's like, how can you sleep when you got all this? It's like, shoot, man, listen, we going to the Super Bowl tomorrow, so how can you sleep? So yes, excitement can keep you awake too. It absolutely can. Now, here's some other things that can keep you awake too, like health concerns. Okay. And I'm going to speak from personal experience. I am dealing right now, even as I speak to you, I am dealing with a sports injury. I injured myself at the gym, have no idea what I did. I've been going through a series of tests and, on medication, and it's just been keeping me up at night because I just don't know. I replay it in my head over and over and over and over and over again, because I'm trying to be able to identify what is it that I did to hurt myself. And it's a health concern because, number one, I don't want to do it again. That's number one. And number two, it's very painful. So my health condition is keeping me up at night. Yes, I still go to bed early, but not as early as I normally do. Usually at 8 o'clock, I'm in the bed. 8:05, I'm asleep. Lately, because I've been, trying to replay in my head, what did I do, which is a health concern. What did I do? How did I injure myself? Yes, that has been keeping me up at night. I have been having sleepless nights for the last 18 days because I have been in pain. I have been enduring a pain level of 12 for the last 18 days. So not when I'm trying to sleep. So that's one good thing. The pain doesn't keep me up, but it is a health concern to me because I do not want to do what I did to get this injury. So my health concern is, yes, it is keeping me up at night. And you may have gotten a diagnosis from the doctor that you have high blood pressure or high cholesterol or whatever the case may be. It could even be something more serious. And it's going to keep you up because it's going to be on your mind. So health concerns can be a thing that could keep you up at night. Here's something else. An uncertainty about your future. Okay, so when you think about your future, like whether it's your career or life goals, or thinking about getting married, or you're just getting in a relationship, sometimes that leads to overthinking, and then that's where we get into the uncertainty because we're trying to figure things out. But that can keep you up at night. Okay. And here's something else, which is the personal reflection, which is what I was doing, what I have been doing for the past 18 days. I have been personally reflecting on what did I do to cause this injury. Okay. So again, that leads to sleepless nights, or it could be a relationship, whether you're in a relationship or whether you're married, when you go through, ups and downs, it can keep you up at night, because you are personally reflecting on what is it that is causing this issue that you have in your life, which causes you not to get any sleep. Okay. And here's something else, life choices like caffeine. I know some people can drink like 5, 6, 7 cups of coffee a day, which I don't know how they do it. But if you drink caffeine late at night, of course, it will affect your sleep. Eating late at night definitely disrupts your sleep. So that's why your life choices, you have to pay attention to your life choices. What are you doing before it's time for you to go to sleep? That's really important. And I'm going to talk about that. I'm going to talk about how you can establish some good patterns so that you can get some good sleep. Okay, because what happens is these factors are common. They're very common, and many people experience them. A lot of people experience them. I'm not the only person that lays up at night trying to figure out what did I do to injure myself. Okay, you may be, sitting up at night trying to figure out how am I going to pay these bills. It's like you got a bill due tomorrow, and you don't know how, you don't have the money, you don't know how you're going to pay it. So yes, that will keep you up at night too. And that's common. It's very common. But what I want to do is I want to give you some tips on how you can start some good patterns, some good habits, so that you can create good sleeping patterns. Okay, because it's really important. Okay, achieving a good night's sleep is very vital, because when we don't get enough sleep, I mentioned earlier that we do not have clarity of mind. We can't make good decisions because our mind is not sharp. So yes, it does affect a lot of things. It affects our emotions. It affects our thought process. So that's why we need to understand what we can do in order to develop better sleeping habits. So here we go. Number one, set a bedtime. Okay. Now, once you set the bedtime, you got to be consistent with that. Okay. Now, here's what I recommend, because this is what I do. I have a cutoff time. Okay. 7 o'clock is my cutoff time. I don't talk on the phone. I don't talk to my husband. I don't talk to my mother. I don't talk to my kids, my daughter, my grandkids, because having a conversation with someone gets me all wound up, and then it's hard for me to go to sleep, because then I'm thinking about the conversation, and if something is wrong, then that's on my mind. So when you establish the bedtime, have a cutoff time. So let's say you say, my bedtime is 10 p.m. Okay? What I need you to do is to cut off everything at 9. If your bedtime is at 10, I need you to cut off everything at 9. At 9 p.m., I need you to get in a relaxed state. And this is how you're going to do that. You could either lay in the bed, or you can go to a quiet corner, a quiet place where there's no noise, no distractions. And I want you to either lay there or sit there and relax your mind and relax your body. Because what you have to do is you have to prepare your body for sleep. Not a whole lot of people can just get in bed and go right to sleep. I'm not saying that it's not possible. I'm just saying, now, if you're extremely tired, of course you can. But what I'm saying is to develop a good sleeping pattern. If you follow these patterns and practice these patterns, I can guarantee you will get a good night's sleep. Cut off everything. If you're working, whatever didn't get done by 9 p.m., guess what? You got to pick it up tomorrow. Because your cutoff time is at 9, and you got to stick with that. You got to set the boundary, not just for yourself, but with other people, and let them know, nope, 9 o'clock, baby, whatever you got to do, you better get it in before 9, because sister girlfriend is shutting it down, and you will not get a reply. You will not get an answer. You will not get anything from me until the following day. I need you to relax your mind and relax your body. Okay. Even if you like journal, sometimes journaling helps people to relax. If that's what you want to do, you can get everything out. What's on your mind, you can write it down, get it out. So that way, when you do get ready for bed, you can just kind of, be prepared for sleep. Or you can play some nice soft music, whether it's, birds chirping in the background, or the sounds of the ocean, or the sound of the wind, whatever it is. Find something that is going to help you to get into a relaxed state. Also, some deep breathing exercises are good to help you to get into a relaxed state. These things are important. You have got to get your body and your mind in a relaxed state. You have got to unwind to prepare yourself for sleep. You have to do this, okay? I even created a audio with some soft music in the background, and I walk you through this technique. Okay, and it relaxes you from head all the way to your toes. Okay, and if you would like to get that audio, please leave a comment, and I will make sure that I get that over to you. As a matter of fact, I will try to post it in the chat here, so that way you will be able to have access to that. But what you have to do is you have to be able to create the unwind time. It's going to be really important. An hour before bed. 1 hour before bed, you got to get into that state of being relaxed. Okay, you have to develop a pre-sleep routine. That's what I call it. You have to create that, and you have to develop that. And then once you develop that pre-sleep routine, that signals your body that it's time to wind down. Okay, so if you practice it enough, and you say 10 o'clock is your bedtime, at 9 p.m. and you start shutting things down, at 9 p.m. automatically, your body's going to know it's 9 p.m. You won't have to look at a clock. You won't have to, say, okay, 9 o'clock is my wind down time. Your body is going to let you know. When you practice this routine enough, your body is going to say, it's 9 o'clock. It's time to go to sleep. It's time to unwind. Time to prepare for sleep. Okay, that's the reason why it's important to create that wind down time, because it gives your body a signal to let you know, hey, it's almost time to go to bed. Okay? So here's the thing, making small adjustments in your routine. So here's the thing. You create the habit, and then you develop the routine, and then it becomes a way of life. Because again, when you do this enough, your body's going to signal you that it's 9 p.m. If in fact your bedtime is at 10. For me, 8 p.m. is my bedtime. At 7 o'clock, like clockwork, I don't even have to look at the clock. My body signals me, my circadian clock is signaled to say it is 7 p.m. It is time for you to wind down. And the same thing will happen for you. Your circadian clock will let you know that it's time to wind down. Okay? If you make these small adjustments, it will make a huge, huge, huge difference in your sleeping patterns. And sleeping patterns, developing those sleeping patterns is important. And yes, it may take you a little while to develop that, but you got to keep at it. It's going to be really important that you do it every single day, except weekends too, every single day, because that's the only way you're going to develop the habit. And that's the only way you're going to create the routine, is that you have to do it 7 days a week. Okay? You can't do it just Monday through Friday. It has to be. Now, okay, I know that, a lot of people go out on Friday nights. A lot of people go out, on Saturday nights. I get that. Okay? But if you go out, I can guarantee you, if your bedtime is 10 o'clock, by 9 o'clock, you're going to start yarning, because your body is going to be used to being in bed and unwinding at a certain time. So you're sitting out here at a restaurant with your friends, and they're looking at you, it's like, why are you yarning? It's like, because my body is already adjusted to being in bed at a certain time. And that's a good thing. That's absolutely a good thing. So if your focus is to develop the habit of a decent bedtime, then you can create the routine. Okay. Now let me say this: if you have children and they stay up all times of the night and they're young, here's what I can tell you, according to the studies, is that they will have an onset of dementia or Alzheimer's at a very early age. And if you do your research, and you can go and Google this yourself, you will see the difference in 20 years ago, people having Alzheimer's and dementia, versus today. They're younger and younger and younger. I've seen people at 32 with Alzheimer's and dementia. And 9 times out of 10, and I'm not saying this is the case with them, but 9 times out of 10 is because when they were 9, 10, 11, 12, all the way up to the adolescent years, they were up to midnight every night, 7 days a week, not getting enough sleep. And then they just were not getting enough sleep. You cannot do that to your body. You can't do it. It's not healthy. It's not productive. It is not going to benefit you at all. Okay? So you have to learn how to develop some healthy habits with your sleeping patterns, so that you can stay well, because lack of sleep, it does affect other things too. It's not just, clarity of mind, but clarity of mind is a very important key, because that affects the decisions that you make. And if you are tired and sluggish, you can make a decision that you might end up regretting, all because you weren't at 100. Okay? So I want you to get at 100. And in order to do that, I need you to develop good sleeping habits, creating the pattern so that it will become a lifestyle. Hey, that's what I have for you today. I hope this episode has added some value to your life. Thank you for joining me here on Thriving After 50, Mind, Body, Soul. But as usual, before I get out of here, I got to give a shout out to my listeners here in the United States, Canada, Australia, Russia, Mexico, Belgium, Ireland, Suriname, that's in South Africa, Brazil, Nigeria, United Kingdom, Germany just came on board. Yay! Welcome, Germany, France, and Bangladesh. I appreciate all of you listening. Oh, well, hold on. Gotta mention Ukraine and Kuwait and India. Oh, and Hong Kong. That's right. They just came on board. Ukraine, Kuwait, India and Hong Kong. Thank you all for listening to my podcast. I really do appreciate you all. The listening audience is growing, y'all. I'm just so excited about my listening audience growing. It's just so exciting to see Hong Kong pop up in Kuwait and Ukraine. I mean, it's just amazing. And I really do appreciate each and every one of you all listening to my podcast. If this podcast has been a benefit to you, please, please, please subscribe. Follow me, write a review, and please share it with someone that it may help as well. I appreciate all of you. I love you so much. Remember though, please remember this. Knowledge applied is power. All the information that I share with you, all the tips that I share with you, is only going to work if you apply it. So you got the knowledge, but you got to apply it. That's when you're going to see the results. This is Master Coach G, and I will see you on the next level.